wake up from your snooze. Come get with the crew. You know who it is, what it is, what we do. It's the crew, yeah. Oh yeah, it's the crew. Oh yeah, it's the crew, yeah. Oh yeah, it's the crew. Oh yeah, it's time to snooze, join the crew. We got news, we got tunes. We gon' hit you with the truth. We ain't like them other dudes. All the glory to Jesus, cause of him we making moves. Oh yeah, we done found our groove. You can come get with it too. It's the crew.
Let's get into it. Let's make it official. Yeah. You already know who it is, what it is, and what we do, baby. It is your boy Jay.
This is Chris.
And today in the building we have Lecrae, ladies and gentlemen. The GOAT. Do you know how many times you jump on me? I know it's got to bug you, or used to.
I don't really even, I'll just be glad to be here. I can't even hold you. I'll be glad to be here. RG's the first person that said that to me, and I was like, what are you talking about, bro?
Man. And then it just started building steam after that. Like, I mean, you literally
brother don't realize his impact, though, for real. Like,
trying to just stay out the way.
Come on, man.
This is a light, humble brag.
Come on, man. Your name was mentioned amongst the 50.
Now, that was hard.
That was crazy. So how did you know, bro?
Because I saw it, and I was like, shut up. That is not my name right there. I was like, yo, this is crazy. Yeah, that was wild.
That was crazy.
Wild.
I figured you would have got a phone call.
Nothing.
Wow. So in the midst of the performance.
So how did that make you feel, bro, to see that? Is this where you saw yourself? Is this what you had, set out to do?
I set out to, I remember saying to myself back when I did Church Close One, I was like, man, I want to be like an elder statesman in hip hop. I want to be able to have a voice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like those artists who they speak and people pay attention. You know what I mean? Like, man, what they got to say. If J. Cole speak, people like, oh, what is he talking about? Versus like, no shade, but if Blueface like, yo, I want to say something about hip hop, people gonna be like, okay.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
I think that it's just so dope, you know what I'm saying? To see the work that you put out there, see it, come to fruition. Is it scary to be mentioned amongst that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Is it like...
Not in this stage, because I feel like, man, I'm in my legacy years. You know what I mean? I'm kind of like, I'm like that player that won't retire, and they like, why is this dude still out here? You know what I'm saying? Like, so, but I'm really on the team to give veteran information to the youngins. You know what I'm saying? So that's really why I'm out here. It's like, like, I'm not trying to say I'm LeBron, but I'm saying LeBron is a player, but he's also like a GM, and he's also like a coach.
And he the face.
Yeah, I mean, so it's kind of like, that's why I'm still in the mix to just like still, I did the song with Miles Minnick because I was like, yo, I want you to get some love. I want people to know you really doing something out here on the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? Same with Paris. Same with just, it's like, I want to make sure people know who these young cats are.
Man, that record with Paris was crazy. At that moment, that's when we knew that he arrived.
Yeah,
when did you, looking at the talent, when did you know, like, him specifically? Paris was that guy, man.
Paris been dope. Sometimes I feel bad for him because I feel like he's a little too good for the genre. There's some artists that are a little too, they're too good for the genre. Like, in the mainstream, it's like people would rock with them because they right on cue. But, like, the space we live in, it's a little bit of a game you got to play a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because the audience is different. So all of them don't appreciate hip hop. They don't all appreciate the bars. They don't all appreciate the waviness. Yeah. So it's that's the hard part for him, but
So is it important for you to link up with these cats outside of your label? We know that you're gonna make the records with the cats, on your label, the young guys on your label. Yeah. But why is it important for you to actually reach outside the label and to link up with these young cats and make records with?
You gotta build a space. You know what I'm saying? You gotta build a space. I mean, let's look at how Atlanta's thriving because everyone collabs. You know what I'm saying? So, and for me, I think it's just important to put a stamp on people. It just solidifies them and lets people know, like, oh, they legit. I need to tune in. You know what I'm saying? But it works both ways because they got a whole younger fan base that's probably like, I never heard of Lecrae. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, then they may tap
that trips me out. I feel disrespected every time somebody says that. Wait, first of all,
but it is what it is.
Hey, I'm just saying though, so when we talk about you, somebody who's been through the CHH cycle, right? You were indie, and then you had everybody screaming your records, then you became Illuminati Crae, which that's your greatest
version, the greatest era.
You know about that, right? The greatest era of Crae. You become a villain almost, and then you come back in, but you have the success, the mainstream success. What's your takeaway?
I've seen so many eras of this thing, man, that I'm like, if I could just get some of the youngins to just listen. You know what I'm saying? Like, just hear me out. We not peers, bro. Like, we not peers. I'm old enough to be some of y'all daddy.
Thanks.
Just listen. I'm trying to save you some pain and some struggle, because I've seen so many errors of this thing. And I'm even on both sides. I had a conversation with Ayo and Teo when we was on a radio tour together, and it was like their brain would not grasp what I was saying. And I'm like, you know, that's really what's gonna make the difference is us being able to glean information from those who came before us. You ain't gotta listen to everything I say. I don't know it all, but I'm just saying, like, be open.
Yeah.
Versus like,
you been there.
I seen all these cycles. You know, I seen from the tunnel rats, the cross movement, the grits, the all that, man. You know what I'm saying? The
Corey Red and Precise.
Corey Red and Precise.
You gotta talk about that. Don't speed past that.
Yeah,
I was on tour with the fam. Corey Red and Precise is about to fight. Hey, what was it about?
Man, on the cross movement tours, everybody was always about. They was hood, dog. People don't know Corey Red. It was hood. They loved Jesus, but that was hood, dog.
But they were your type of people, though.
Yeah. We was all in the mix. I'm just saying, it was like, man, we gonna pray, then we gonna lay some hands. Right. Like, it was conflicts, arguments. You know, folks not talking to each other. It was wild, but they was young. You know, they left us. Me and Flame got left in the hotel. They was like, y'all didn't wake up on time. We gone.
But they taught you discipline. Right. Come on. Let's teach you the lesson. Let's go.
Yeah. So what are some of the dangers of being a part of that mainstream world? You've had success with that. What are the dangers that, you know, you would tell somebody that is trying to maintain, that is trying to, you know, acquire that type of success? What would you tell them about the dangers?
There's a business danger, which every mainstream artist will tell you. You go down the list, all these artists have been at war with their label over something. So that should tell you, like, there's something going on, right? There's a business danger. Just, they don't care about you, bro. Like, they just want their bottom line. Exactly. They want market share. They want to capitalize on what you got. They're not there to be your friend. They don't really believe in you. Wow. They're not, like, they can cheer you on. You're the next bet. That's just cap. Yeah. They just want
you're an investment.
Exactly. Facts. That's all it is. That's all you ever be. If you know that, you good. If you so insecure when you walk in the building, I walked in the building, this lady was like, man, we turned this kid named Abel, and he said he wanted to be the next Michael Jackson, and look what we did. And we see that in you. And I was like, cut the cap, lady. Stop it. So that's one. But danger two is, like, just your walk. You know what I'm saying? Your walk with the Lord. Like, it's going to be, challenged on every front, because at the end of the day, you jumped in the cesspool. You know what I'm saying? Right. You jumped right in the, it'd be like, I'm finna go hang in Compton with the Bloods and Crips and not expect there to be no issues. Like, you in the cesspool. Everybody getting high, getting drunk, sleeping with each other. You know what I'm saying? I had people, like, man, it was wild. I used to have to keep folks around me because it was so much chaos going on, and you playing tug of war 1 against 10, you're gonna lose every time. Yeah. So,
man, I love that. So when we talk about this mainstream culture, you know, you have Wayne, you know what I'm saying, he's responsible for Drake and Nicki. When you think about Jay-Z, he's responsible for Rihanna and Ye. You know, but when we talk about that Reach Records umbrella, you know, something that you really took, you know, a hold of. Yeah. When we talk about Andy, Trip Lee, KB, you know, what he's become. And then even right behind them, RG, Few, and Wande. And then Hovey. I don't know how you pick the white guy every time. You pick the white guy. Him and Andy Minnie are like your eye for white talent.
I got my, Dr. Dre's in the building. Young Eminem, I see.
But when we talk about that, do you feel like you should be mentioned in that conversation because of what you've given to the space? Obviously, we know the cliche answer, God. But now we got that out the way. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I think it's all, here's the thing, man. You can have, and this is one of the things I've been learning, you can have a fixed mindset, which is like, hey, it is what it is. This is what it's going to be. It's all about talent. Or you have a growth mindset, which is like, man, anybody can grow. Anybody can become better. Anybody, you even got to look at yourself and see how you can grow. So I would say, that's part of the problem, is a lot of people don't look at themselves and say, how can we go to the next place, to the next step, to the next step, and what's wrong with us now? So I know that about myself. I would never, like you said, I would never take nothing away from God, but at the end of the day, it's a lot of hard work, and people sleep on that. Like, we put work in. You know what I'm saying? It's work. Like, shout out to Ace, been in that studio with Hovey since he was a young buck, just getting it right. RG, like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of hard talks, hard meetings. You got to be a counselor. You got to be a lot of things. So I'm just saying it ain't just getting in the studio making music. You got to be invested in a different kind of way. And if you ain't with that, you're not going to get these kind of results.
Yeah. Are there any mistakes that you feel like that you can expound on when trying to look for talent?
Yeah, I think we you know, we try to keep with the pace of what's going on in society. And I think we pulled the trigger too fast, and we hurt a lot of people in that process. You know what I'm saying? And just like, you know, shout out to Aha.
Shouts out to Aha.
I forgot his partner who was from out here. Dang, I can't remember his name.
Star Ringo?
Nah. He was from out here, Oklahoma, but he moved to Texas. But I can't remember now. My brain and that ain't no shade to you, my man. My brain.
Don't worry, we'll cut it. You'll sound like the goat of wisdom. I should have fixed it.
but we interviewed a lot of people. We chopped it up with a lot of young artists, and we were so just trying to hurry up and jump on the wave that it was like, man, you don't realize these folks is really waiting for their deal. They really waiting for it. And then they get signed, and it's like, nah, this ain't really what we thought it was gonna be. And so, you know, you made that mistake. Another mistake I think is, and I always say this, I say it publicly, is like, my brother Derek Minor, man, I was really like passive in our relationship initially. You know what I'm saying? I was really kind of like, yeah, the label got it, or the team, the staff got it. And because I was too afraid of our friendship being messed up by me getting involved in the business aspect, so I just turned a blind eye.
Right.
But he had some issues, and I think for me it was like, man, I should have stepped in and helped navigate some of that stuff. So, you know, you live and you learn, and you know what I'm saying?
That's big, bro. I don't think we've ever heard that publicly. You know, people always speculate. Of course, you know, the crew got the inside track on a lot of stuff. It is what it is. But, you know, speaking of that, and I'm glad you brought up Derek Minor, how important is it for you to maintain a good relationship with the people that leave the label publicly? Because, you know, CHH, I hate to take credit for it, but now is at a place where a lot of these things get out in the public now, right? And so when we see y'all interact on social media, or we see y'all in a place together, it's always love, but it seems like that's a conscious decision for both of y'all.
Yeah, for
sure. You know, and how important is that?
We was brothers before anything. So that's the thing you got to remember, like, if there's any pain or frustration, it's because it was a real relationship. So all of us, that's the thing. That's what I always want to be telling a lot of these cats, man. We too small to be beefing with each other. Y'all, we ain't gonna move forward with internal beefs. Like, we too small. Y'all really like, man, y'all beefing. It ain't but like a handful of fans out there. And y'all on Twitter going crazy on each other. I'm like, man, y'all ruining what it ain't even got started.
Right.
And y'all already beefing and calling each other out on stupid stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? That's
it ain't even bubbling up in 2 weeks.
Right. You feel me? I'm just like, man, come on, man. You got 200,000 monthly followers.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, these jokers with 6 million ain't beefing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, come on, man, calm down. But yeah, you know, it's a conscious decision because we was all fam. You know, the whole RMG crew, Cannon, Derek Minor, you know what I'm saying, Doc, all of them, like we known each other before it was like some real business type of stuff. So so that's what you want to maintain. The business stuff start making it messy. You know what I'm saying? As you move down the line.
How do you make sure like rumors don't spin out of control with the reason why somebody left and how, you know?
That's a good one. I like
you
that.
Can't. People, you can't. I mean, people still think me and KB hate each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's my brother. Like, oh man, wow.
Just watched y'all's interview, man. That was beautiful. The type of conversation y'all was able to have, bro.
Yeah.
And to see his adoration of you in that moment was wild because of the stuff, the outside stuff. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
That was a huge moment for you to be there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was just big for the culture. So I think that's dope. But
I think that you've stressed the importance that there's something for everybody. So like you trying to, you know, reach the people outside of the church, but yet, you know, you make comments about somebody on your own label, KB, who's your Christian rapper. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So is it also important for you to make sure that you also have that and you're presenting that to the people as well?
Yeah, you won't. I think this is what I always say, and you know, I feel like I don't think Lil Wayne was trying to make everybody use auto-tune. He wasn't trying to make everybody tattoo their face up. Right, yeah. He wasn't trying to make everybody, you know, sip lean. He really was a good rapper. Mm-hmm. But I think it just happened that people took those particular things from him. And I think I wasn't trying to make everybody go mainstream. I wasn't trying to make everybody not be theological.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I really do care about the church, the Christian community, the Christian rap community. I really care about theology, all of those things. It's just that I was trying to do different things on the journey. But people's divided over that stuff, and then they started thinking, well, it's this or that. And I'm like, no, it's all of it. So I just want people to know it's all of it. Be all of it. You ain't got to be it all in music, but there's room for all of us.
I like that, man. So there's a video floating around of you and Tasha Cobbs speaking on your secular collabs.
Yeah.
There's a space where CHH is headed, or is already at, where secular and sacred is no longer exclusive, where it's a lot more fluid. Is that kind of where you saw where you wanted your music? Because if you look at your music and your stance on things, that's exactly where it sits. Yeah. Is that kind of where you saw your career kind of going and headed?
I felt like that, you know. I mean, end of the day, I get it. Like, the culture is still going to be, you can try to shake stuff up, but the culture's still going to make their decisions. Yeah. I feel like what I was trying to move toward, I see now in a Toby Wigway. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where I was trying to move toward. Right. But it's how you come out the gate. And if you come out the gate very distinct, that's what they know you for.
Nah, you came hard, Craig.
Yeah, so, you know, it's like, you can't come out the gate, I'm a FANATIC. You know.
Hey, that was an anthem, though. That was an anthem.
You know, what you get them with, you got to keep them with a lot of times. So it's kind of like, I was trying to, I feel like, they still don't want their meat and potatoes touching. You know what I'm saying? Some people just don't like that. They like, I don't mind listening to Lil Baby.
In the same place.
But I don't want to listen to Lil Baby and Kirk Franklin at the same time.
Right.
Like, they struggle with that. So that's the way the culture is. You know what I'm saying?
So how did you feel about Caleb Gordon's comments saying,
this is a good one. Hold on. Exclusive!
Hey, you know, we got it. Hey, this is a crew. You already know it. But who he since have apologized about those comments. But initially, when he said those comments that, you know, the record with Ty Dolla $ign wasn't a Christian record, how'd you feel about that? What was your response in terms of?
It's the same commentary that so many other people have. Mm-hmm. I just felt like, Caleb, you got access to me. You know people I know. Mm-hmm. If you don't have my number, Hovey got it, Ace got it. Mm-hmm. There's a way for you to get to me to have this conversation. Mm-hmm. But it makes it feel disingenuous when you put it in the public, because it looks like now you're doing it for clout reasons. Mm-hmm. But I get it. He's a kid. Yeah. Like, he's like 20 years old. I just want him to know, like, oh, this is an older man who's seen real life, who's got kids that are closer to his age than I am. Yeah. So it's like, I want him to know that, and like the scripture says, you know, approach your elders with respect and deference and gain wisdom, and not like be disrespectful. I would never do. I had issues with cross movement. I would never put that on blast. Those are my those are my if I had issues with Kirk, I would never come out public and talk crazy about Kirk. So that's just, to me, that's just a value that I have. I love Caleb. I think he's super talented. I think he's an incredible artist. I root for him. I really am like spurring him on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have no real issues with anything outside of that. And it's not just Caleb. It's a lot of young artists like that who, you know, it's kind of like, that's youthful arrogance. And I think that shouldn't have a place within Christendom. Like, a lot of young artists just get real arrogant because they popping versus like, what can I learn? You know what I'm saying? Who's been here before? You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, I got him for you, Craig. You know I put out that video. I wasn't going to let him talk to you like that, Craig.
He apologized sincerely with Ruslan, and I'm appreciative of that, man. And I don't have beef with nobody.
No, we know that. Yeah, we know that. But we can say that those lyrics were for Caleb Gordon. Go and do it big with your little sermon. Hey,
you already know what it is. Remember,
you know I used to teach what you learn, but go and do it big with your sermon. I'm rooting for you.
I mean, we got. Hey,
when you hear me say something in the song, if the shoe fits, it's for you. If it don't fit you, it ain't for you.
Hey, that's how I feel like. You know, you can't put out music like that to artists that are like actual artists, man, because they gonna be
If it fits, it's for you. If it don't fit, it ain't for you. So, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta be like, nah, you definitely ain't talking to me, because I ain't no sucker. I got into it with some dudes one time, because I did the song Faking. There was a whole bunch of thugs from St. Louis.
That's one.
And they ran up on me in the club like, hey, what's up? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bruh, if you ain't fake, what you worried for? But I was ready to die. I didn't.
Oh, wow, yeah, man.
Hey, listen, that
that was the Illuminati Crae phase.
Exactly. I was just about to bring it up. That was Illuminati Crae. I'm telling you, bro.
Hey, Illuminati Crae was different.
He made the best music. When all the videos.
Like I'm Hoodie Mellow. That's what
exactly. When we saw a triangle in every video.
I'm
sure you got a bunch of calls. Yo, there's another video about you holding up a sign or some signal or something like that. Man, that was an error.
Look, so speaking of errors, man, we about to get you out of here because we don't want, you're a busy man, 2-time Grammy Award winner.
Exactly.
Come on, man. When you look, man, you see that you created, or, with the help, obviously Triple E was there, Tanashi was there, Ben Washer was there, but the 116 movement created one of the largest movements within Christian hip-hop history, from the tattoos, which was something new and different, but the tattoos to the merch and to the arena tours. When you look back on that, what do you tell yourself?
I mean, I was just like on a journey. I didn't really understand that. That's really what it is too. It's a journey. Like, I think when you're young, you think there's some destination, right? And you're trying to get somewhere. But then as you get older, you look back, you're like, oh, this is all one long journey. You know what I'm saying? So you don't arrive. I think people feel like you arrive somewhere, but you don't. Like, I won 2 Grammys. I had a #1 album in the country. I made more money than I could ever imagine. But at the same time, I haven't arrived. Yeah. Jay-Z is a billionaire. He like, I want 2 billion.
Yeah, he's still working.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a journey. And I think that's what I would, the younger me was just on. It was on a journey. This is what I liked about the younger me was I wasn't weighed down by the harsh realities of life. Yeah. That's what I love about Caleb Gordon. Sidebar. It's like he's just zeal. Running. 100%. And I remember being like that. But then life gets real. You have a child. Your child you have a miscarriage. You have your wife get multiple sclerosis. She in the hospital. Your mama in a wheelchair now. Your cousin gets shot. He on crack. It's like life start getting real. Right. And you really wonder, like, where is God in all of this? Yeah, man? You run different. You run a little different.
I tell people all the time, our parents used to tell us all the time, just live a little.
Just live a little.
Just live a little. Because there are certain situations that come, you know what I'm saying, that you don't know how you're going to react. Boy. You don't even know if you're going to still be a Christian. Boy. After, it's all said and done.
Lord, kill me if I'm
Yeah.
Exactly. You ready to die now? You ready to die now? Because you went a couple of years without preaching the gospel, big dog. You ready to die?
That was a lick. Hey, my daughter wants to know if you were a real zombie. That's her favorite record by you, Zombie. And she was like, how was Lecrae? Was Lecrae a real zombie?
Basically, I wasn't dead. Yeah. I was alive, but I was dead, boy.
Yeah, man.
It's crazy, man. Like, bro, I had a conversation with Jay about this. We coming up on, I believe we're 19 years since Real Talk released. That's incredible. Dang. Lecrae has been rapping since the 50 Cent in the club days. It has been relevant. You know what I'm saying? Have you been able to maintain your relevancy sonically? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, Snoop Dogg is a legend, but he's been sounding the same for over 30 years. Fact. You know what I'm saying? But he's a legend. But how are you able to constantly reinvent yourself, change sonically, flow-wise, and to try to keep up with the times?
Growth mindset, man. You gotta always know you can grow. You always gotta know you can grow. Like, there's another phase to get to instead of just being stuck where you are. Like, it's okay if you want to be content where you at and be like my wife. She just grown. That's when she goes. She's still in the juvenile back that thing up era. That's where she at. That's where she live. You know what I'm saying? She listens to the radio now. She's like, what is this?
Yeah. Hey, my wife is the same. No cap.
That's where she at. You know what I'm saying? So,
I like what I like, and
that's it. You know what I mean? But for me, I'm like, I gotta keep growing. Yeah. I want to understand why they like what they like. I had a whole conversation with my son about NBA YoungBoy because I'm like, explain to me what it is that y'all are just drawn to.
About that life.
You know what I'm saying? So, but for me, it's like, you just constantly want to grow. And I think that's what makes it different is I want to grow and I want to learn. I pulled RG in the studio plenty times like, you know what I'm saying, break this down for me. Teach me that. What's this? What's that? You can always learn from them. And then, I teach them what I know. You teach me what you know. But that's what just keeps you, you know, in the mix. The downside of that, though, I will say this, is I'm like weird around people my age. So that's the downside, is like when I get around, I relate more to a younger crowd than I relate more to folks.
That's what you do. Like, I mean, people don't understand this. I know most people in Christian hip hop can't do music full time, but that's what y'all do. Like, so it's different from your level or how much you have to be involved and understand what's going on, because this ain't no, oh yeah, you know, I'm gonna just put out this record and then go by the wayside and just do whatever. Like, you know, you out here rumoring West Coast tapes a month after, you know what I'm saying, CC4 dropping.
Hey,
I know only Sway can get that out of you, man.
Hey, man.
Listen,
I've been working.
Hey, come on, man. So, obviously, we don't care. The Kendrick feature is never coming. But regardless of that, you know, Chance the Rapper is headlining a Christian event now. So, maybe that works more along
I knew about that situation. It's Oklahoma.
Yeah.
It's
2 days.
The promoter was asking me, like, do I think it's a good... Because the students at the school... His goal is to make sure people come who aren't believers, and the school wants Chance there. And so he's like, it's a risk because Chance gonna do his regular records.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But he's like, so now he got to deal with like this tension between I don't know.
If he would have asked you in the beginning, you would have just said, yeah, probably don't do that. you a Chance cool, I get it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'd been like, hey, what's your goal? I'd have been like, you know what I'm saying, what's your goal? Because end of the day, if you're going to bring Chance, you got to know Chance going to do his whole catalog.
So acid rap is about to get, you know what I'm saying?
You can't expect him to just do holy, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
how great is our God?
You know what I mean? Like, you got to know.
Man, he about to give a show. For real. But let's talk about, before I get you out of here, Tasha Cobbs, Leonard, and yourself. Y'all have something. Y'all are working on something, man. Kind of let us in on that. I mean, if it's out, it's out.
Yeah, man. You already know, man. Me and Tasha, Tasha heard Let the Trap Say, man, and she was a fan. And I was like, oh, Tasha Ratchet.
Yeah.
Oh, you Ratchet. I said, well, we need to do something then. And so we have been just talking about it, and then I finally found the right record. So, you know, me and Tasha got an amazing song. And I'm excited for it because it's just something special.
I can't wait, man. Y'all share that, like I said, that bond between secular rappers, you know, catching that backlash. She a bigger risk taker than you,
right?
Know?
Exactly.
I mean, Nicki Minaj compared to Ty
I mean, look, hey, run it. If you don't run it, exactly. I took who was available.
I mean, you can go look for Uncle Luke.
I know. That is true. Her name is Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, like, you know.
That's so crazy. We don't even think about Minaj.
No. Right. It's literally her last rap name to us. You don't even kind of put it in the context, man. Yeah, man, but you already know who it is, what it is, and what we do, baby. Can't nobody do an interview like us.
Bro.
Well, what do you say?
It's different.
You already know what it is, man. It's your boy Jay.
This is Chris.
This is the energy. Come on, man.
Hey, you know what it is, dog. You already know who it is.
Yes,
We've been doing this thing way too long, bro. Talking about 19, 20 years in this thing.
Let's go.
You did what I'm saying,
Let's
man.
go.
You did. I got songs older than y'all, but little boys, little girls, man.
Talk that talk, crazy.
My kids got kids.
Let's go.
You did what I'm saying, man. You know
Let's
what I mean?
go.
Come on,
Hey, this was worse standing 10 hours in line to see Lecrae back in 2015.
Yeah. You already know what it is. You don't even need an exclusive when you got this exclusive. You feel me?
Yes, sir.